first, we have Ali Robidoux. Ali, if you could unmute yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. All right, so I'm going to measure 3 feet. In my classroom, this is how far away I'll be standing from students. This proposed 3 feet, even though CDC guidelines are 6 feet. I'll be masked at all times, whether we are in person or whether we're hybrid. So while I'm home, you may be wondering, why am I speaking to the school committee in my mask? Well, if we return to school in person or hybrid model, I'll be expected to communicate at all times in my mask. Times when students are learning new concepts and vocabulary where they rely on enunciation and context clues. In my class, we learn about the understanding of decoding emotions. How can you understand interpersonal skills and communication models without seeing any key facial expressions or nonverbal cues? Did you just miss my smile? Now in the hybrid model, or in person, if any child chooses to stay home, it's proposed that teachers be recorded and students at home can synchronously be listening into the classroom in real time. Again, how clear is my message? Even if we saw half the students at one time, I'm still going to be in charge at the middle school of educating 14 in person and then another 14 listening to this online at the same time. So how can I manage those behaviors for the students online? How will I know they're paying attention? Maybe they're playing video games. We saw that in the spring. How can that be equitable, fair, legal, or ethical for any student in either capacity? Now I'm going to remove my mask for a second and come a little bit closer, okay? So now I'm focusing remote learning. Not only can you see my face and my expressions and understand my context clues, there'll be limited confusion, especially for students who fall into the categories of an IEP or a 504 plan. Now, if you missed any of my beginning speaking with my mask, that's what the students are going to be hearing. And I may not have seen you raise your hand online or heard you ask a clarification, because again, I'm going to be in 2 places at once, online and managing the students in front of me by myself. So before I go today, I challenge you, listen back to the meeting that we've all listened to online. Some of you speaking were close to the screen and muffled. There's feedback that makes it impossible to understand what you're saying. And lastly, I challenge you to count the number of times you touched your mask or you removed your mask while sitting 3 feet away from somebody else. And you're educated adults. So please tell me how hybrid or in-person is going to work with elementary and middle school students.